Now we have perhaps one of the most beautiful moments of the morning. The Prime Minister is among the people, greeting them, exchanging smiles, waving to them, and you can see the excitement on every face. For many here, this may be the first time they have seen the Prime Minister up and close. And just look at the children.
So wrapping up the commentary that is now coming in, and let's in the meantime focus and talk about the key takeaways. And there Prime Minister Narendra Modi amid the volunteers, the Yuva, and this has been one of the main highlights that the Prime Minister spoke about in his 75-minute address. Donning this red bandhani safa, this time the Prime Minister, 80 years of India's independence that is being celebrated, and there you can see the energy and the enthusiasm. And of course, the Prime Minister makes it a point every time after the celebrations, after his address, he will make sure that he reaches out to the youth, interacts and mingles with them. And now he's making his way out as far as his very historic, yet another address from the ramparts of the Red Fort. 80 years of historic independence that is being celebrated and marked in the address of the Prime Minister. 75 minutes approximately that it lasted, but there has been several points that he has made that needs to be highlighted, and as to why it adds a lot of momentum and a significance, especially in the current times. So staying with those pictures that are coming in, let me also introduce our esteemed panelists joining us here on Times Now. We have Major Manik Jolly as a defense expert in the studios with me. We also have Air Vice Marshal Nitin Vaidya, defense expert, Captain D.K. Sharma, former spokesperson of the Indian Navy. Thank you very much, gentlemen. Jai Hind, Vande Mataram, and of course, Captain Jolly and Major Jolly, I beg your pardon. If we talk about today's address of the Prime Minister, if you want to take us through what inspiration today you have drawn from the Prime Minister's address, sir.
Thank you, ma'am. And I think the three biggest takeaways for me would be, the first would be when he spoke about the energy security. In the world we are living in and the way Middle East crisis have been going on for past few months and the way things are shaping up, I think he was very right in pointing out that India has to move very strongly towards getting energy security on the right track. Till the time we are dependent on imports, till the time we are depending on getting our resources from other countries, I think we will always be in a space where we'll never be able to explore our capabilities fully. So the combination of renewable energy, solar, in which the leading is solar, in which we have done phenomenally well. Plus, I think India, we hold nearly 3 to 5% of oil reserves globally. I think under PM's leadership, we would see more exploration opportunities. And then there is hydrogen, and which he also spoke about, and the fuel crisis, whenever we have to tackle. For that, independence is very much required. Second thing, which when he spoke about the Naxal, that is, although we have said that as far as the terrorist part of Naxals is concerned, we very much made the country free, but the mindset which is behind the operational, part was one, but the strategy part is another, which he said the urban Naxal, as the term goes, they need to be addressed, because till the time that that gang is taken care of, this problem can be definitely recurring. Speaking on at this platform and addressing that problem, it means he is going to come down heavily, and the government also, to anybody who is part of this urban Naxal gang and trying to divide India. And the third and the final thing, I think, which really I like listening, when he spoke about, he was talking about the digitization. He did mention things like content, he did mention things like gaming industry. So all these things are very good things in future, in which, many big countries have become very big in West. It is time for India to also take up that mantle and step up and create these companies here. So very impressive speech, a very good, he summarized everything very well, which I often say at times like these, it is good to tell the country what else we have done. We have 98% country electrified now. Our railways is 95% electrified. We have one of the largest networks. The indigenization in defense industry, everything has been done really well, and it's good for him to summarize and inform everyone what all has been done.
Yes.
Thank you.
Air Vice Marshal Vaidya sir, what is your opinion? Because, you know, as we're staying with the pictures there, the Prime Minister has also cited series of growth figures while also outlining changes over the last 12 years. Speaking on defense production, if you can talk more on that, which he says has increased nearly fourfold.
Absolutely. What the Prime Minister said specifically to the defense production has been amazing. The journey since the last about 10 years plus has been where we have not only made ourselves self-reliant in many spheres, we have also started importing less and exporting more. So the figures talk for themselves. And if you see how the growth trajectory has been projected, I think we are on the right path. Whatever the Prime Minister said was a broad-based brush to what Viksit Bharat is going to be in 2047. And we as a nation with the highest population in the world have to think big, larger than life pictures to achieve what we need to achieve. And that is why whatever the goals that have been set, whatever the background to that is, has been very rock solid. And this growth trajectory, if it remains, India will definitely be on the path to what the desired vision is. Coming to specifics about the defense, whatever I have seen post retirement, there's been a phenomenal increase in the way defense forces have been given the liberty to act on their own, the autonomy that they have been given, and the kind of weaponry that they have been given. It was extremely important for that to happen, and it was evident in Operation Sindoor. And I am very sure that should we continue on this path, let me tell you that India, as it is already on the top of the military map of the world. It would probably be something that the world will look forward to in terms of our input. So,
Yep. Yes, sir.
amazing journey of the last 80 years, and specifically so with what the Prime Minister has said in terms of its if I can say, a fact sheet to the nation, a white paper to the nation. And irrespective of what the naysayers say, I am very confident that whatever he has promised and whatever he's trying to do, India is going to be on the path of development.
Absolutely, sir. Because Captain Sharma, the Prime Minister has summarized, you know, if we speak of what all has happened in the last 6-7 years or so, the way crisis has hit not just India, but the world, and how India has been overcoming those crises, whether be it wars, whether be it diseases, whether be it other kind of challenges as well. And the figures that have been presented by the Prime Minister, do you believe that this is a reflection of India's expansion when we speak of manufacturing, innovation, digital capabilities, sir?
Good morning. Good morning to your viewers, and a very warm Independence Day greetings to all Indians in India, abroad, wherever. Well, what you are saying is, I was, very keenly watching the Prime Minister talking about the Aatmanirbhar. You see, he said that there are the routes for importing are open. We can do it, and probably if we import, it will be much faster to, induct that kind of technology. But does it solve the problem? It doesn't solve the problem. That is what has been made evident in the last 4 or 5 years when the two wars are going on. One is the Russia-Ukraine war, and the other one which has started a few months back. The point is, what he is mentioning is that please, we might be late we have started late, or whatever you may say, that industrialization, we just missed it out from, a phase of industrialization which India missed out. And we just entered into the IT revolution. But now we are catching up. If you see the last 10 years, a lot of things have been, removed from the import list, and they are on the indigenization list. Now, if I tell you about the things which are happening now, if you see the way the technology which we have inducted during Sindoor, post-Sindoor, the drones, the unmanned surface vessels, the autonomous kind of things which are being taken by the Air Force, the Army, the Navy, and then we are talking about the ammunitions which is now being made in India. So all these were never heard of. It was always imported, but now the whole ecosystem is changing now. And he was also talking about the semiconductors. two of the plants are already working, and they have, as per him, that is what he announced from the ramparts, that exports have started. And in another 4, 5, 7 years, we will have 5 to 7 semiconductor industries over here to look after our humongous needs. And of course, we will be, exporting it to the third world countries. So all this is where he is now putting his focus at. He also, mentioned about blue economy. He's putting he's making the nation aware that the seas can't be avoided anymore. We have to, our shipbuilding industry has to come up, and a lot of focus has been given, a lot of importance has been given, a lot of money has been put out during the last budget to ramp up our shipping industry, to make our own ships, so that we are there. Today we have very less number of ships, the bottoms or the cargo ships or the merchant marine. We need it to catch up with the world. We are now actually dependent. And this indirectly comes to the energy security. Even if we have our lines of, importing the energy security, we do not have the platforms to bring it. So all these are interconnected, and very nice kind of eye-opener has been given from the ramparts, that all these are the focus areas for the country to become Viksit by 2047. That is what he's, again and again uttering and telling all of us and making us aware that, this is what is required in the days to come.
Absolutely,
Remain
sir.
united. Yeah.
Absolutely, sir. Because Major Jolly, one more, what do you derive as far as Prime Minister's address that mainly focuses on Aatmanirbhar Bharat? You've spoken about, energy reforms, nuclear powers, India now, achieving or close to achieving the 2047 developed nation goal. Do you believe that we are close when it comes to achieving that dream? Because that is something which the Prime Minister just said. I mean, dream big, but make sure that you achieve the goal of Viksit Bharat, that 2047.
Yeah. So, one of the things that he said, a line I really caught on with, that we need to make everything from components to the end product. As in, his focus is that, let's say, I don't know how many people know, but India is one of the largest producer of auto parts. We may not be one of the largest producer of cars, but we are the largest producer of auto parts, small parts. In that, there are many small products of which India is one of the leading exporters. So what he's trying to bring out, that what has been missing till now is consolidation of the small industry into a larger product. So he's trying to say that we have to become Aatmanirbhar in terms of creating an end product also, that not only we can use indigenously, but can export to the larger market globally. For example, light vehicles in defense, tanks, jets. I'm just talking about defense industry. Or if you go to railways, the bogies, engines, you go to cars, everything we have to own the entire supply chain. So as far as, Viksit Bharat by 2047, I think we are on a fast track now from last 10 years. It was not so stable situation 15 years back, but suddenly we have started to catch up. It's a long way to go. There's no doubt about it. We have very large, industries and countries who have taken a huge leap ahead. We have to catch up with them. But it is not an impossible goal. Like he also said that in next few years, we should have at least 50 companies in the Fortune 500. If you have 1/10 of Fortune 500 companies within your country, imagine the impact it has on economy. Imagine the export we would be doing. So, like you asked, and my opinion would be that yes, we are on a good track to achieve that goal by 2047. However, it is not an easy task. Would require a lot of infrastructure. It requires a lot of putting things in place so that a cohesive and a holistic growth is possible. Just isolation in silo, it will not be possible. And that is why his speech covered a whole domain of industries and aspects that can lead us there. Thank you.
Right. Air Vice Marshal Vaidya, sir, when we talk of overcoming crisis and looking upon the main challenges, do you believe that that has also been summarized as far as Prime Minister's address is concerned, sir?
Certainly. The way the challenges have been posed upon us, right from the wars of Sindoor and even the current ongoing wars, this is something unprecedented. if you see the war that is going on in the West Asia, which has disrupted the entire energy lines and including fertilizers, and yet India has managed successfully to ensure that the lines, at least as of our country is concerned, remain open as much as possible. There would be a bit of hiccups, obviously, when war breaks and lines get closed, to reboot it, to get new energy and to get new sources. It takes time. But the very fact that the way we have managed it successfully, I think it's been an amazing journey. And I must bring out this fact that in the last 12 years, these kind of challenges have been multifold as compared to the earlier few decades. And hence, the complication increases. With the kind of global polarization that has taken place, it adds to the fact that India now has to be on its toes. And I feel that as far as our foreign policy is concerned, it's been amazingly nice, wherein not only the Prime Minister has led it from the front, even our External Affairs Minister interacting with countries far and wide, the Commerce Minister interacting with varied nations, we getting into the FTAs, we getting into a direct deal-to-deal, opening new markets. I think that has been a very calculated and a very judged step to ensure that in future, if this kind of conflicts continue and or other crises come up in different directions, we are well prepared to ensure that we remain, if not isolated, at least in some way.
Because this is a point that has been made by the Prime Minister, because he says that we are a stable political mandate. We have that, a stable government, a vibrant democracy, and a very strong judicial system, and a constitution that guides us all. But there has been a fair warning as well that has been issued by the Prime Minister, especially what he has referred to as dimagi Naxals. Let's play that out.
जंगलों में हमें हथियारी नक्सलों का खात्मा बुलाने में, उस संकट से देश को मुक्त कराने में सफलता मिली है, लेकिन हथियारी नक्सल तो गए, लेकिन दिमागी नक्सल, ये दिमागी नक्सल मौके की तलाश में है, हिंसा अराजकता के वो रास्ते खोज रहे हैं, समाज को गलत राह पर घसीटने के लिए भांति भांति के दांव कर रहे हैं। इन दिमागी नक्सलियों को पहचानना होगा, इन दिमागी नक्सलियों को आइसोलेट करना होगा और राष्ट्र को विकसित राष्ट्र बनाने की मुख्य धारा की ओर देश की युवा पीढ़ी को जोड़ना होगा।
And that is with the elimination of Naxalism and Maoism from the country, but also warning against Dimagi Naxals. We're going to break down more aspects of the Prime Minister's address today. In the meantime, we're going to head into a very short break, but this coverage continues on the other side as well as the guests continue to be with us.